Hi everybody, this is Amanda Ellis of amandaellis.co.uk, Facebook page Angelic Celestial Colours, and you're watching me on YouTube, which is Amanda Ellis 11. Welcome back to those of you that watch me frequently, and hello to anybody that's new to my channel. I work with the energy of Archangel Metatron and Archangel Sandalphon in particular, and I also work with colour therapy. So it's been a while since I posted a video on this channel, and the reason for that has been that it's just been an exceptionally busy period for me, personally actually, more than anything, although there's been some professional stuff going on as well. Took an amazing group of 10 women up to teacher level at the end of April, and we've now got Metatron teachers who I've trained, who are dotted all over the globe actually. Australia, Canada, America, Denmark, Spain, Italy. I know I'm going to forget somebody. Norway. There's another one. Apologies to whoever I've forgotten. It was a big group. Also a lady who is Czech as well. So really amazing. To have a group of people who are now joining me and helping spread this amazing energy. So that was end of April. I also visited Stonehenge and Avebury, which is always awesome. At Avebury there was a crop circle which was very near the stones, so we were lucky enough to get into that and actually get into the centre of it. It had a cube structure with sort of shape. It was like almost like a torus shape coming off it. It was very powerful to be in it, but above all, anything sort of I don't know, galactic or extraterrestrial, or there's many different theories about crop circles. The thing that actually struck me was the colour therapy aspect of it, because this corn circle was set in a field of rapeseed. And it's a very vibrant, beautiful golden yellow colour. And it was a summer's day, and the scent of these flowers and the colour that was everywhere. And in fact, our clothes after we came out of the circle were just covered in yellow pollen. It was probably the most amazing colour therapy experience I've ever had in my life. And I lay in the circle, in the centre of the circle, and I said to my group of teachers at the weekend, the word that came to me was freedom. I felt free. And then we started to think about freedom, and of course what comes up after you've looked at the energy of freedom and embraced it is you have to get to grips with it, because freedom can be an alien place, actually, something that we don't actually understand or know how to navigate. So we looked at that a little bit. Then straight after that I went up to Yorkshire to my brother's wedding, had a very happy time up there, and then they came down here, and I feel like I've been sort of entertaining and socialising for a good week, so feel nicely refreshed, ready to get back to work. And I'd like to do this video for you. I've got 3 decks today that I'm going to refer to. One, briefly, I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the After Tarot deck. I've also got the Spirit Oracle deck by Patrick Gamble, who is a UK artist, very gifted. Used to live near me. I don't know whether he still does, but Patrick, interestingly, Patrick has started to have a Metatron inspiration coming through his work as well. I feel particularly since he did some work for one of my Metatron teachers actually. So he's been painting Metatron's cube. I've also got the Art of Love Tarot deck, and this is the new one by Tony Carmine Salerno and Denise Jarvie. And it was only released in 2017, so I guess it's only a couple of months old. Those of you that like to have my sprays to hand whilst you're listening to me, I've selected 2 today. I've selected the Cosmos Elemental because I feel as though there is a lot of extra help for us this May. So we're going to pull that down. And I've also chosen the Air Elemental. And you see, this is the way colour therapy works. I've woken up this morning and I felt compelled to wear this shirt to talk to you in, which is a quite a nice sort of cobalt blue colour. And then I've picked up the bottle. Can you see it's a complete match to my shirt? It's the air elemental. So we subconsciously pick the colours that we need. So I feel this is personal and collective. The air elemental is all about giving us space to breathe. So in what is going to be a busy month, let's just connect into the air elemental before I select any cards. And I'm just putting that around me, asking you to tune into that beautiful cobalt blue. It's almost the blue of the most perfect summer's day, okay? And has within it the energy of the birds, which are free and know how to navigate that whole energy. Okay, let's pull 2 cards from the After Tarot deck. And I've been told to do this before I do the other 2, so let's see what Metatron wants us to look into. Oops, there's one falling out straight away. Oh, actually there's 2 that have fallen out straight away. We'll take those 2 then. Okay, those are the 2 we need to talk about. We have got the 8 of Swords. You see that? And we have got the 9 of Pentacles. That was the card that I saw first, the 9 of Pentacles. So let's just have a look at that. And I will show it to you again, but I just need to tune into it myself. Intuitively, over and above anything that the card represents within the tarot, I'm drawn to the fact that here we have a woman who is pruning, by the looks of it, a vineyard, and the vineyard is full of grapes. Okay, can you see that? So she's gardening, she is picking these beautiful burgundy coloured grapes. And there is a glove here that she has sort of discarded because she doesn't need to wear the glove, I suppose, to pick the fruit. And it just feels as though it's a, and you won't be able to see this on the camera probably, but there's a tiny little snail there as well. That's why I love this deck in particular. It's got so much detail in it. So what's the meaning of this? To me, it's about abundance, okay? She is carefully tending and picking one bunch of grapes there, but behind her are a multitude of others. And of course, the Pentacle card is to do with is coins. It's often referred to as coins or money. So it feels as though it's a card of abundance to me, and asking us to really step into that. And I'll tell you what, I'll share something personal here. The whole thing about abundance is that it's a continual journey to embody it, okay? And by that, what I mean is we can sometimes spiritually think, oh, I've mastered that. You know, I've mastered being in an abundant flow. And the thing is that you will always be tested. You will always have often a situation that then comes up, even when you think you've mastered a lesson, whether it's abundance or anything else, that says, have you really? Okay, have you really? We're just going to give you another little test. And I mean, in my own life at the moment, there's huge outlay at the moment because for various reasons, I'm really investing in my business. There are a lot of new sprays, 7 Archangel sprays that are to be birthed in June. We've got a children's range coming out. There's a lot of activity behind the scenes. But with that comes the need to really dig deep into your pocket and put your money where your mouth is, basically, which is to do with believing that if you invest and you sow, you will then reap. Okay, and that's not to do with becoming rich or anything like that. It's to do with give and receive. Okay, and what you mustn't do is go into fear by thinking I can't afford that, I can't invest in that, because when you do that, you block spirit. And this card to me, if I actually read the meaning on it, it says it's a card of material comfort and financial security. An elegant woman stands alone in a well-manicured garden. She was holding a falcon, but she released it a moment ago and threw her gauntlet to the ground. Now she's turned her attention to the rich harvest of grapes ripening in her field. Now I have to just go and grab a book which is Animal Totems, because the falcon, excuse me for shaking the camera, came up when I was having a practice run just before I did this recording. I picked another card which was to do with the falcon. So let me grab the book, hold on. You can admire my flowers, which are rather beautiful, aren't they? Right, let's see what falcon is all to do with. The thing is, when you have repetitive messages coming up, we have to take note of them, okay? So let's just have a look here. This has come up twice today. Please let there be a falcon in this book. I wonder if they're called something else. Hold on. Is the falcon the same thing as an owl? Falcon 159, hold on. You can see I do these live. Right. Okay, well, they're talking about a kestrel here. The kestrel is the most common member of the falcon family found in the United States. Among American birds of prey, only the great horned owl is as widely distributed. It's also the smallest member of the falcon family. Right, so what's it all about? If it has come into your life as a totem, you may want to explore past life connections. So there's the past life issue coming up. The falcon teaches control of speed and movement. It teaches patience. It's often a symbol for recognizing opportunities and acting upon them at only the correct moment. It teaches speed and accuracy of action. Okay. So, okay, I feel that that's the message. And actually, as I was walking over Hengistbury Head yesterday, I saw, whether it was a falcon or not, I don't know, I'm not a bird expert, but there was this amazing bird and it was just hovering in the sky, and it could obviously see what it was interested in, its prey, and it waited for just the right time to swoop down and get it, and then it was off again and free. So there's something coming through here also about timing, speed, accuracy and precision. Okay, that feels like that's one of the things coming in. This other card comes up quite frequently at the moment, and I think many of us can relate to that. So it's the Eight of Swords, and here we see a lady, but it could be a man. Okay, it's us, and to all intents and purposes she is completely trapped. She's blindfolded. She can't see where she's going. She hasn't got the grace and the speed and the accuracy of the falcon. She is actually completely and utterly immobilized, maybe by fear, maybe by situations in her own life. And she is bound also. So not only is she blindfolded, she's bound. She doesn't have use of her arms. She certainly isn't free. She certainly couldn't fly. But what she is failing to appreciate is there is actually a helper there who has a sword, who is able to cut her free from her own self-imposed restrictions, her own self-imposed blindfold. It feels as though she is the person that's done it to herself more than anything. And so it feels as though the message here is that help is at hand, help is coming. And that, again, this word freedom awaits. Let's just look at the official meaning of this card as well, and then we're going to move on to the other decks. So we've got the Swords, Eight of Swords. Yeah, it's a card of bondage and release from troubles both real and imagined. Kidnapped, bound and held against her will, a slender young woman has been blindfolded and caged. A dark-haired man is setting her free, using one of the swords to cut the ties that imprison her. So it's about the word bondage there, but bondage and release, okay? And we also did have on the bottom of the pack the Two of Swords, which again is a card of often endings. You know, it's a card of endings, sorrow. And, you know, I have to deal in reality. You know, I do know that many people are having difficult times out there at the moment. So although we are we're trying to always heighten the vibration of what we're thinking, what we're feeling. I think what these cards are doing is also just representing that it's a difficult time at the moment for people, which is probably why I wanted to bring the elemental help in, the cosmos spray, the help from above, and the air elemental, which is about you are free even though you can't feel it, okay? And again, the symbolism of that amazing crop circle comes to me, because I personally walked into the crop circle with some personal problems, and by the time I was in the centre of it, it was all gone, you know? So you can be free, you can feel free even when there are difficulties around you. Freedom is a state of mind, I hear Metatron very clearly say. It's a state of mind. Which is why he's carrying on here. You can be imprisoned, whether literally or symbolically, but yet you can still feel free. Nobody can cage the soul, he is saying. Nobody can cage your soul. Nobody can break your spirit. That belongs to you. So however difficult times are at the moment, please remember that, okay? Right, let's pull 3 cards now from the new deck by Tony Carmine Salerno, The Art of Love Tarot, and let's see what we get. Okay, I'm going to take the top 3. I knew that card was going to come up. Because it's a new deck, I wasn't tuning in. Well, I was tuning into them last night and just looking at them, and there was this card which really intrigued me, and I'm really glad it's come up because I wanted to talk about it. I've no idea what I'm going to say. We'll come back to it in a moment. Right, the order they came out: the Queen of Hearts, which is to do with sixth sense; the Awakening, which is to do with emergence. And we have the energy of the third eye on that, the pyramids and the Ankh. And then we've got the 10 of Angels, which is surrender. If we go back to that card, if you actually look at that woman's posture and body language, there is a feeling coming from her where, in one sense, she feels a bit defeated. But the flip side to that is actually she has surrendered. I wonder how many of you can relate to that whole thing of holding on, holding on, holding on, trying, you know, making do, and then eventually you get to a place where you've tried everything and you think, actually, I am just going to let go and I am going to surrender. So it feels as though these 2 cards go completely together. And when you surrender, and surrender also means surrendering the ego, surrendering the human self that likes to control. When we surrender, that's when the angels can step in and help us. Whether it's in physical form of a man or a person that comes in everyday life, or whether it's coming in at an esoteric spiritual level. This talks about sixth sense, so being aware, waking up to the world of spirit and letting them show you the way. But you only get to that when you've actually surrendered. I'm going to have to go back a step though, and I'm going to have to look at this card first, the card of Awakening, number 20. So I'm going to read you the message of it, but I just want you to look at the image, okay? So I think that's showing reasonably nicely. And it's card number 12, so it's a major arcana. Sorry, it's card number 20. It's the major arcana. It's the Awakening card. And it says emergence. And I don't know about you, but over and above the symbols within that picture, which are beautiful because Tony's work is always beautiful, the colours I just find extraordinary, okay? That rich, deep emerald stroke, I don't know what you'd call it. What would you call that green? It's absolutely beautiful. And then the magenta-y rosy pink meeting the green. To me, they're the colours of the heart. And I'm hearing Metatron say that what many of us are going to be faced with this May and into June is the fact that our hearts have been calling out and have been trying to talk to us and communicate their needs. And that doesn't have to just be about love and romance, although it can be. It can also be about, you know, career. It can be about where you want to live. It's about what is your heart's desire. What are you wanting? What are you wanting in your life? And it's as though the colours of the heart are coming in very, very strongly over the next 6 weeks. And it's as though where we have blocked our heart's desire, either from ego, from control, from fear, from being here, there is going to be an awakening moment, an emergence moment. Now, let me just read the message that goes with this card, which has fallen on the floor. Number 20. And as I say, I know it's a major arcana, so it is card number... Oh, it's the Judgment card. Yeah, I thought it probably was. It's the Judgment card, okay? So there is a moment coming for many of us, not everybody, but for many of us, for many of you watching this, which is a final judgment. It's whatever you have blocked, wherever you have felt restricted, wherever you haven't been free to live your life, to follow your dreams, to follow your passions. There is a judgment moment coming where it feels spirit comes in and brings things to a head. My throat chakra is going as I say that, so hold on. Excuse me. And the reason my throat chakra is going is also the throat chakra is about truth. So there's a truth coming through here, okay, that we are at a moment of judgment. It isn't to be feared, because the whole point is that this judgment is coming, it's been prompted by the heart, okay? The heart has been crying out to be heard, and we have been ignoring it. I'm actually hearing we've been ignoring it for millennia, okay? We've been ignoring it for so long. And it has to be a time now where we choose to respond to it. And if we're not going to respond willingly to what the heart needs and what the heart wants, then judgment comes in to bring that about in some way. Okay? But I can't repeat strongly enough, it isn't anything to fear. This is soul-driven, heart-driven change, is what Metatron is saying. Wow, this is soul-driven, heart-driven change. And it's coming in to help heal your heart, which has felt sore, abandoned, lost, betrayed. I'm hearing the word betrayed. Some of us have actually betrayed our own hearts, okay? What our heart's desire is, what we actually want. And so this needs to happen. Now, let's read the message that goes with that card, 20. The awakening gently rouses inner radiant truth. This image shows a divine spark emerging from the water of life and breathing in the physical world. The Ankh tells us that we are an eternal part of the whole, creating with endless wonder. Something of the spiritual is being shared with the physical and vice versa. The space where the two engage expands beyond fear into an ocean of love. Bask in the brightness of this image. Let it reflect the beauty of each moment you see love wherever you look. The awakening acknowledges a complete union and alignment within yourself. The physical and spiritual have merged into one. Until now, you have been holding back in a situation. You have been looking at something or someone with your physical eyes. However, your inner eye is awakening, and you are now seeing from a renewed, loving perspective. Your physical eyes see conditionally. Your spiritual eye sees unconditionally. Bring all three eyes together for a fully balanced view. You have seen what is possible beyond the fear and limitations. It is time to put your whole self forward. So it's about judgment, atonement, rejuvenation, promotion, and a desire for immortality. And I do have to bring in another subject here, which is the Ankh, which that card clearly shows, okay? And what happened to my Ankh was that after I visited the crop circle and Stonehenge and Avebury, and I can't really go into personal details because there was a lot of personal transformations happening during those couple of days for me and for those that I was with. It was deeply, deeply profound. My Ankh broke into 3. Okay, so this is the crystal Ankh, and it broke into 3. And at the time, I was a little bit freaked out by it because I thought, gosh, you know, why would it break? You know, we've been talking about the symbol, why would it break? And anyway, I left it, and I was actually going to give it back to the earth. But something told me no. When I went to Glastonbury, I couldn't find the right place to plant it. So I brought it back home with me. And then the more I looked at it, I thought they are just so beautiful, clean breaks. It's very easy to glue this back together if I wanted to. And Metatron started to talk to me about the fact that isn't that what we do to ourselves? That we often are broken. We can be broken by life. If you look at this lady here, and you look at this card here, these aren't happy people. These are people that are sad, bound, fearful, not free. And it's life that's done that to them. They themselves have contributed to it. But something they need to be healed, basically. And the 3 pieces of the Ankh represent to me many, many things, actually. But one thing is, I am going to glue it back together because that's what we do to ourselves. We put ourselves back together. We put ourselves back together, and actually we are stronger from the knocks, the difficulties, the broken bits of us, where we have learnt, we have grown. I'm a firm believer that anything that happens in life that is challenging heightens us long term. It's painful, it's bloody difficult to go through. But as the years pass and the months pass and we start to heal, we start to find the gifts that have come from that very, very difficult point in our life. And so what we don't do is throw away the broken parts of ourselves. How can we? They are part of us. We sort of stick ourselves back together, not with glue, but with light, with love, with compassion, with non-judgment. So that's part of the message of the broken Ankh here. And I'm bringing it up because it's so clearly here, central within this card. This is a central card for me. The other thing Metatron was saying to me today about the broken Ankh is that it represents life, death and rebirth. The 3 different parts of it represent life, birth, well, it could be life, birth, death and rebirth. Birth, death and rebirth, that's right. And this card 20 talks about immortality as well. And immortality, a better word really, is the eternity, you know, eternity of the soul. So we have all of this coming in. And I just feel as though whatever is going on in your life at the moment, which might be difficult, try to rise above it. Try to see it as part of a much bigger picture than you can possibly imagine, which is actually the journey and the picture of your soul, which is so vast. There are so many experiences that you have had in this life, in previous lives, and in lives to come. And whatever you are facing at this moment is just, it is just a moment. It doesn't define you. It doesn't have to define you. But there are still some of us that are stubbornly holding on, not wanting to change, not want to maybe learn the lessons or look at what needs looking at. And that's why this judgment card is coming in this May. We've got the 10 of Angels. We've talked about that. That's the card of surrender. And I also just want to show this beautiful image here, okay? This is the Queen of Hearts, okay? And she embodies the 6th sense. So this is about intuition, clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognience, signs, symbols, synchronicities. You are going to be seeing, feeling, hearing, sensing more of that through this month, okay? And sometimes, in fact, I know this, not just from my own life, but from other people's lives, because people tell me about, you know, signs and things that have happened to them. And I know sometimes that when you go through the most difficult times, that's when you can feel spirit most close to you, you know? So the Queen of Hearts is there just saying, you know, help is at hand. I want to spray the Cosmos spray here now. And let's just link up. And I want you to just link up here to your higher chakras above your head, okay? So we are grounded. We have the presence of Archangel Sandalphon beneath us, holding us, helping us to be secure. And I just want you to tune into the space above your crown, and we're bringing down the cosmos energy. And what I mean by that is we're bringing down the help from the higher realms. And just feel that soft lavender light slowly, gently flowing down through the higher chakras, flowing down through the third eye, flowing down into your ears, into the base of the skull, the throat, the shoulders, the heart. We're just going to stop there for one moment, because what I'm being shown is the most beautiful diamond shape. And this diamond is filled with this exquisite lavender light. And the diamond shape reaches up above you. It flows through your headspace, transmuting fear, letting go of old programs, flows into the ears, enabling you to hear spirit, flows into the third eye, enabling you to see spirit, flows down into the altar major at the base of the neck, connecting you to spirit, flows into your throat chakra, helping you to speak spirit, flows into your heart, gentle lavender light, for you to feel spirit, to be at one with spirit, the angels, Archangel Metatron. Feel the peace that that brings, the help that is there. And then just allow that beautiful diamond of lavender light to just flow down through you into your solar plexus. Breathing that in, transmuting once again anything that stops you from stepping into your I am presence. I am a divine being of light. I am that I am. I am pure spirit. I am of the angels. I am angelic. Flowing down into the sacral. Again, just allowing that beautiful violet lavender energy to flow down to the sacral, bringing its gifts, the support from the cosmos, down through you, around the back, into the base, and then just feeling a concentrated diamond of the lavender energy flowing into the base chakra. And the diamond turns into a cube filled with lavender light. And this is Spirit's resting place within you. It is above you and below you, and within you. You are spirit. You are light. You are love. Some of you may like to leave it resting there. Others may not like to just move it gently down through the legs. There is no right or wrong way to do this. Down to the ankles, the feet, Mother Earth. Knowing that this is an abundant, beautiful energy that can flow through you at all times. Transmuting and also bringing blessings, gifts, and that connection to the angelic realm and Archangel Metatron. Thank you, Metatron, for always being with us through all of life's journey, life, death, and rebirth. Know that this May, going into June, there is a rebirth moment for many of us. It is nothing to fear. It is what we do. It is what souls do. And this is heart-driven, soul-driven change that cannot be stopped, is meant to be, and is for the higher purpose of this planet and yourself. Like the snake that sheds its skin, see the old you, letting go of the old identity, the outworn belief, the outworn relationship, job, house, whatever it is that's being asked to transform and change. And feel that new you that is within. And he or she is excited, ready to be reborn, ready to come through, wanting a chance of freedom and release from bondage. And that is here and that is coming this month. And then just feeling your feet upon the earth. As above, so below. We just connect back into your body, your physicality, the sounds in the room, the sounds of me shuffling these cards ready for the next message. Okay, I'm going to pull one more from Tony's deck to round off this. Let's see what card, Metatron, we need now. The High Priestess, Intuition. And I was looking at this card last night. I had already tuned into it, so I know what I want to say about this. Can you see the expanded throat chakra? Can you see the power of that? And what's actually happening is the throat chakra is expanding hugely. The power of it, the power of the energy that can come through our voice is being upgraded at this time, the heart and the throat, because obviously you can see here it's expanding down to her heart as well. But also the third eye, throat and heart are hugely expanding over the next month in terms of their energy. There's an upgrade going on. But I'm also struck by the image here. Can you see the image, particularly on the throat? It reminded me a bit of an image of the void. And the void is the place of creation. And the void often is painted and illustrated as quite a dark place. But what I love about this void is it feels more galactic, I want to say, but it's got a white centre. It's not got a dark centre. It's more inviting. It's wanting you to dive into it, to explore, to find your voice. So some of us are needing to find our voice this May as well, to create the changes that need to come in. Okay, and we need to be very much linked into our third eye as well, it was a message that came up in this card as well. Look at that. Do you remember what the card was saying? It was talking about we've got to use 3 eyes. We've got to use, we need to have balanced vision, and we need to have the 3rd eye activated as well to see very clearly what is in front of us. Okay, I'm going to just pull final card from the Spirit Oracle, because I did say I was going to include Patrick's deck. I'm conscious that the timing of the video is going on, but I hope you're still with me. I think you are. Most people stay, and I'm very grateful for that. Okay, let's see what Patrick's cards say. And they, as I say, they have a more shamanic-y feel to them, so it feels a nice balance. May 2017. What is the energy, Archangel Metatron, that we need to discuss and talk about? And I will keep shuffling until one comes out that's obvious. That is the one that we need to look at. Okay. Faith. And good old wolf medicine. How many times do I pick that card? Wolf medicine. All the time. And actually it's card number 23. My birthday. Let's read what it says. Card number 23, wolf medicine. Leadership, taking control, not being controlled anymore. Finding your strength, finding your true self is an alpha male energy. Strength of the individual, the wolf is a master to no one, and at the same time he is asking you to be a master of yourself, for you to lead and show a way forward, over or around the mountain. Either way, you have to lead. A time to take control, not to be controlled. It may speak of a time where you have become the lone wolf rather than living in the pack. So this may represent a period of solitude and isolation in order for you to find and connect to who you truly are. There is a reward waiting for you. The wolf is carrying the crystal wand, but to find this you have to scale the walls of the mountain and find your way to the top. Only then will you see which way to go. So again, we've got issues to do with control and freedom coming up. And then we've got the card of faith, 31. And we have got an image there of Christ on the cross. We have got a rainbow, we've got the earth, we've got angels, and we've got a waterfall. So let's see what Patrick's interpretation or his message is for this card. Believing in soul energy, soul retrieving, faith in yourself and uniqueness. It's to do with establishing a connection to something far greater than yourself, realizing that the world is one of many worlds in our universe, but very unique in itself. You are a human being, also are one of many, but the same applies that you are unique in yourself. Take the time to visualize and experience the true you. This may be achieved by concentrating on yourself and going in search of your soul energy. Don't focus on outward appearance, it is not important. Focus on the soul within. Allow your heart to be filled with the faith of your beauty, who and what you are. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to repeat things I've said in other videos because I've done quite a lot of work already talking about Christ coming off the cross. All I will say is that actually if you look at this image here, I don't know if you can see it, I don't know if it's going to come through particularly well. There is an angel, a rainbow angel, who is lifting Christ from the cross there, okay? We're back to life, death and rebirth, okay? That feels like this is the thing. And when we are going through a period of rebirth, what do we need? We need to have faith, okay? We need to have faith. We need to trust the process. So I'm just going to see if Metatron wants me to say anything else. And I'm going to tune into the energy of this one once more, the air. Any final message, Metatron? Take deep breaths of air as you go through this period of change and transformation in your own lives. Don't take small, limiting breaths. Take deep breaths of fresh air. Know that the breath that you breathe into your body brings new life every time you allow your lungs to inhale and to exhale. Your body knows how to rebirth itself. Let go of the control. Namaste, everybody. I think that's a very, very clear message for this month. Going forward, probably also as I'm thinking about it, we've got the Scorpio, it's a Scorpio full moon, isn't it? So Scorpio is all to do with death and rebirth and transformation as well. So it's all perfect. Much love. I shall speak to you again soon. Bye bye.